Cisco Secure Workload, Security Incident, and Absolute Policies. So we're going to go through here. At this point in time, we may have an asset that's been compromised, and that asset is a web server that talks to a database server. So what we're going to do is to mitigate our risk a little bit, because this is allowed traffic typically, I'm going to create a deny rule to prevent any lateral movement. So consumer in this case is going to be the web server. It's going to talk to a database server. We're going to go ahead and hit OK, and we're actually going to block all ports, so any in this case. So let's go ahead and add the service port here. Go ahead and hit add, and you can see there's a list of ports that are available. We're going to select any and go ahead and hit add. Now we could restrict it to the specific connection or port that the connection requires. In this case, because it's a security incident, maybe the web server got compromised. We just don't want it to be able to communicate regardless to that database backend. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to run policy analysis. So let's go ahead and analyze the latest policy. And the nice thing about this is as we build this out and analyze the policy, we'll get an idea of what the outcomes will be. When we apply it, we also have the ability to revert the policy later as well. In this case, we'll call it security incident, restrict web to DB. We're going to give it the incident number, so IR6457. Probably put a description. We'll go ahead and run the analysis on this. Remember, on the filtered side here, we can toggle between rejected and escaped, see the data. Let's go jump back to the endpoint real quick, and we'll make a connection to that web server that talks to the database server. Now remember, the web server's been compromised, and so we don't want it to have access to the database backend. In fact, we probably don't want to have access to the web server either. But let's assume that we've left the web server operational and we've got the database backend. The reason why everything's working is that policy that we've created, we haven't actually done any enforcement yet. We haven't pushed the policy. So let's go back and look at both rejected and escaped flows. And if we look here, we can see an escaped flow from the web server to the database server. And we can see that it was actually an absolute policies in place, but the connection's actually being established. And why that is due to the fact that we haven't enforced the policy. So let's do that now. Let's go ahead and enforce the policy. Now remember, when we do this, we have the ability to go back to a previous version if we wanted to. So in this case, we're going to put in this control in place to minimize our risk, lateral movement, etc. Because remember, this is an allowed communication path between the web server and the database server. We still want to block it because the web server has been compromised. But we don't want to do this forever. We just want to do this for a period of time. So absolute policy is going to help us here. We'll go ahead and do a reload on this page, and it should actually give us an error that it can't connect. And it did. So that's great. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted to make sure that the web server couldn't talk to the database backend. Let's make sure that that's actually happening here, and we'll refresh this and have a look. We should be able to see a rejected flow, and we can see there it is, absolute policy, web server, database server, my IPs, ports, protocols, etc. That worked. Now we've patched the system, we've cleaned it up, we've done all the magical stuff we do in SecOps, and now I need to reverse the policy that I had in place. So now what I can do is I can go back and apply the previous policy. Again, 30 to 60, 90 seconds. 30 seconds is the norm. Let's go ahead and see. Look at that. It's already, by the time we got back to the page, it already rendered it. Right? Roughly 30 seconds and the refresh took place. Let's have a look at permitted flows here. And if we scroll down a bit, we should be able to see the web server to database backend. And there we are, web server 2 to database permitted. Again, there's my source destination. And let's have a look here. Perfect. Exactly what we expected. Mitigation in real time.